YouTube, what's going on, man? It's King, Deuce. You can just see it in Deuce face. I don't even know where to start, man. There's no point in me asking how you doing right now, Deuce, because you probably feeling the exact same way that I am watching this team right now. It's just not been fun whatsoever. It's been very frustrating. So we got a couple of things that we want to talk about tonight, including the game tonight, but just throughout the week, man. Just this losing streak period, it's just been tough. So, Deuce, man, let it spill.
What's up, y'all? Like you said, appreciate y'all showing up and showing out. Despite this 3-game losing streak that the Pistons are currently on, third loss. King, I don't think either one of us had a lot of expectation for the Pistons winning this game tonight, especially without Cade. But I didn't think it was going to look like this. It was just disappointing. It's just so many things, bro. We talk about the same things over and over and over again when we're talking about this team, especially with losses. It's just the unforced errors, just the lack of execution. It's so many things, man. Like let's start with this. Let's start with this. So we knew that Kate was going to be out tonight, right? We knew Kate hurt herself last game, and it's called. Let me get this right. It's called a sacroiliac joint sprain, which is basically a tailbone bruise, right? So we knew coming into tonight he wasn't going to be available. So, but on the flip side, Orlando was missing their best player too, in Paolo. But from that point forward is when I realized, and I think we all realized, Orlando's a better team than the Pistons are right now. They're a better team. Their secondary option is better than our secondary option, right? Franz Wagner has been balling out of control, right? He's been averaging 30 points since Paolo went down. He just hit a game winner, 3-pointer against the Lakers last game. So he's on a run right now. He's playing really, really well. And that, honestly, is why I was so confused about the Pistons saying that Asar was going to be available. Because if you are going to bring him back for any game, this would be the game to bring him back against Franz Wagner, who's been on a heater the last few weeks. So they might as well just said he wasn't available. What was the point of even saying he was available and you don't play him 1 minute when he can help guard one of the best offensive players currently right now in the NBA? So that was frustrating for me. It's like, where's he at? So when it looked like he wasn't going to be playing at all, I knew the game was over. Because defensively, I knew we weren't going to be able to keep them in check. And tonight, we just were not able to do that, man. So what are your initial thoughts on this game, bro? Anything stand out to you? And then I'll kind of chime in after piggyback off of what you saw.
This game is first and foremost on a K situation, bro.
Yeah.
I need the team doctors to go and look up something called cortisone, shoot it in his back and tell him simply plain. My mama get cortisone in her knees and she tougher than some of these NBA players. Get y'all asses out there on the court, man. No, seriously, we obviously need Cade.
Yeah.
I mean, the offense just runs through Cade. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But at the same time, the other team is forced to respect Cade out there on the court with the basketball. And tonight, besides Jaden Ivey with the ball in his hands, who do you have to really worry about besides Beasley getting open here and there with the ball in the hands? Tobias is just tragic right now. So besides a few mid-rangers here and there, I mean, the threat is just not high right now for our offense. And it's been the same scenario against Orlando over and over and over, over these years where they just outsize us, bro.
Yeah.
They just outsize us every single time. It seemed like everybody on that team is 7 feet up.
They got a big team. Yeah.
Man, they got a big squad over there. And I knew they was going to use that size to their advantage tonight. The Wagner brothers was giving it to us, Of course, they got Isaac over there too.
Yep.
But they also got 2 other big men over there to come in and rotate with them. So it's just like, man, Stu can only do so much. He had 5 blocks tonight.
Yeah. Let's go ahead. Finish your statement. Go finish your statement.
Yeah, no, we can go ahead and get into it because I know you thinking what I'm thinking, man.
Listen, bro. Isaiah Stewart is becoming one of my favorite. Well, he's already been one of my favorites. He's one of my 2 or 3 favorite players on this entire team. Mm-hmm. This guy, man, I am just a huge fan of Isaiah. He had a career high 5 blocks off the bench.
Yeah.
So you just look at how efficient he is off the bench. And listen, man, I've been one of the biggest Jalen Duren supporters tonight, or period. And he had a better game tonight than he's had previously, but that's not really saying much considering how poorly he's played the last few games. But he did look better. Let's start with JD. So tonight he had, let me just take a look at the stats real quick. Tonight JD had 7 points, 4 boards, 1 assist, 1 block, 3 turnovers in 25 minutes. So
how many fouls?
How many fouls? Good question. Let me see how many fouls JD had. He only had 3 fouls. So that's not terrible. That's not terrible. But 7 points and 4 boards, bro. Last game he had 5 points and 9 boards against Musa Diabate. Musa Diabetes. He had 5 rebounds and 9 points. So tonight, I was expecting more offensive. To give him credit, to his credit, he was more aggressive offensively. He was trying, like he was taking it to the hoop a few times. But against, I mean, he wasn't playing against anybody. Who's a starter over there? Goga Badatsi. I don't even know who that is. Again, just like Musa Diabetes, I don't know who that is. So I'm really getting concerned about Jalen Duren offensively and defensively. It seemed like every time he would come into the game, he would shut their water off. And every time he come out the game, they would just go right back to what they were doing before he was in the game. It's getting concerning, bro. Like, I'm a huge JD guy. I've always been since he came here. But it's starting to get very, very concerning because I think his fundamentals, his IQ is starting to get exposed a little bit. That's just my thought, because we know his raw ability is there, right? The raw ability is there, but it's raw. And when you're playing in a defensive system with a defensive scheme where fundamentals and positioning and things like that mean so much, it starts to show his face.
So let me just say this before I even start talking.
Talk about it.
I feel like, I truly do believe that Duren has potential to be a really special guy in this league. But what good is the ceiling if you're not willing to get on the ladder?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Point. So, and hi Pistons fans, by the way, for the ones that told me that he would be worlds better than Andre Drummond. Not the case.
It's still early, but off the early results, to your credit, you did say that. You did say that.
At this stage of Drummond's career, it's night and day.
Right. I agree.
The effort should not be wavering this early in the career. That's the concern for me.
I got you.
There's no way you got 7 and 4 tonight with 3 fouls. That's why I asked you how many fouls he had.
Right.
It's not like he was in foul trouble.
True.
Oh, no. You know what I'm saying? And it's part of what I was talking about over the summer where I said I wanted to see him work on not only conditioning, but something down in the post.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can't just be an alley-oop guy in this league no more. Teams, again, the NBA is back to its regular form.
Right.
Teams have bigs to throw at you. You cannot just throw pick and roll alley-oops no more and just expect that to be the hallmark of your scoring.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't work that way. You have to be able to move without the ball, cutting some lanes. You got to be able to get around down there.
Yeah.
It's just tough for him to score right now. It really is. And, it's sad, bro. It really is. It's sad because Isaiah Stewart is coming off the bench making you look bad.
Man.
His effort and his motor off the Isaiah he's turning into the player that I was high on when we drafted him.
Exactly.
The Ben Wallace type guy with some offense. You know what I'm saying? This guy can stretch the floor, obviously, still very well. Mm-hmm. And at the same time, when it comes to effort on offensive rebound and tipping the ball in, working in the post, that's just what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
He should be starting. He should be starting.
I was going to ask you about that, if you thought he should be starting. At this juncture, I have a hard time saying no. And that's just going off of the early returns. And it's been consistent, bro, like game over game over game when he's come. It's kind of like, okay, do you remember when Dre first got here? You remember, I know you remember. And he wasn't starting, right? Every time he come into the game, you felt his impact to a point where not even midway through the season, you had to start him because the team was just better with him on the floor.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I'm feeling about Stu, because Stu is just so much more fundamentally sound, bro. He have, like, in my opinion, he could be an all NBA defensive player. And that's insane considering his height and his lack of top shelf athleticism. But his IQ, his defensive positioning, his timing, the way he hedges on oop passes, where he hedges like he's gonna jump at the guard, and then he falls back. His timing, if you watch it, even on his jump, like he understands who he is. A lot of those block shots, he's jumping later than the average big would because he knows he can't hang in the air.
Right.
So you know what I'm saying? So his timing is just better. He takes pride. He studies the defensive side of the floor. Mm-hmm. The same way Ben Wallace studied the defensive side of the floor. He's not Ben Wallace, but I'm saying he cares. He takes pride. There was just an article that came out recently about him, and they were asking him why he took so much pride in playing defense. He said he can't go home to his wife and look her in the eye if he hasn't given every single thing he has on that court defensively. So it's more than just basketball to him. You know what I'm saying? It's just a pride about who he is as a person. And not to get too deep off the court, but it's just a mentality. He takes pride in that, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? He takes pride in saying, this is my area. And you've seen it. It's been games where he's blocked a shot or he's gotten an and one or an offensive rebound, and he's doing this. He's pointing to his check like, this is my paint. This is my area. I don't care what y'all doing. Anthony Davis, when they played the Lakers, strutting down the court on offense, trying to get into the paint, Stu pushes him out.
Yeah.
And AD's like, but it's like, Stu was like, no, this is mine, bro. He takes pride in that end of the floor. And it doesn't seem to me like JD has that same level of pride. And as a result, the IQ isn't there because he doesn't seem to have the same level of interest and dedication in wanting to be that defensive force. And that's what's irritating because he has everything else. Right. You know what I mean? So that's the frustrating part for me with JD, bro.
I wouldn't shy away. I wouldn't shy away from bringing the outside to the conversation because that plays a huge part.
Yeah.
Ben Wallace,
True.
one of the greatest Pistons of all time. When he was not playing basketball, he was out working in his yard, chopping wood, doing things around his farm area and everything else.
Good point.
Did you see what Stu was doing this summer? You see what I'm saying?
Talk about it. Yeah.
Stu was out there. He just bought a new house. He was out there getting his land right.
Yep.
Chopping wood, doing everything else. It's mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, Stu, just the bloodline from his father, the hard work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's
for sure.
What it is. You know what I'm saying? So it plays a huge part. Duran is more like a millennial type of mindset.
Good point, bro. Well said.
Where he wants it all given to him. Bro, you got to put that work in.
Yeah.
Simple and plain. You got to put that work in. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't have time to be doing certain things over the summer that I've seen. I'm not going to name it, but I've seen some things. Your ass need to be in the gym. If you want to be a star in this league, you want to be an all-star, you want to be a champion in this league, work.
Yep.
Simple and plain. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Stu should be starting. It's kind of hard to say that he shouldn't be. He should be starting. He's playing every time he hits the floor. He's playing well. He's
every time.
Contributing. He's helping the team. He's contributing to the team winning basketball games out there. He's not just out there to be out there. So it would be crazy to say that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's so important that we want to see guys like Asar, because now Asar comes in with a new heart. You know what I'm saying? And I mean that in a way of, yes, he was already a guy that was giving effort at everything out there.
Mm-hmm.
When you take basketball away from somebody in a situation like that, they're going to come back 10 times harder. The appreciation just went way up here. So now he's going to come back with a new chip. You know what I'm saying? We need that. We need that right now because we got to stop these teams, bro.
Yeah.
especially when we going through spurts where you got, Josh Smith out there at the 3-point line. We need that. We got to be able to stop these teams, bro. So that's just what it is. I mean, I like I said, I love him. I love JD. I'm not trying to crack against him.
No, man, we just call it like we see it, bro.
Yeah, it is what it is, bro. It flat out is what it is.
Stu is the kind of guy that can become a better player than a more talented guy because he's going to maximize every single ounce of his ability. He's going to come. Stu is one of those guys that comes as close to his ceiling as possible.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many guys who have a higher ceiling than him, but never come close to him as a player because they don't maximize that. You see, Stu, he's even worked on his offensive game. You see him going lefty off the glass. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just so many different things. His IQ, bro. He continuously works at his game. You see it.
Yeah.
Every game you see it, and I'll say all the time, he sets a tone, bro.
Yep.
When he comes to the game, you can see guys on the opposing big men like
they can't stand him, bro.
They can't stand him. They can't stand him. I've seen guys try to flop to draw offensive fouls because they don't want to bang with him. You know what I'm saying? They shy away from that physicality. He loves that physicality. That's what he thrives on.
Mm-hmm.
So, and what have we always been built on? When we've been successful, we've always been a physical defensive team. He embodies that. So, as far as setting the tone, the best way to set a tone is to do it from jump. And for him, starting, he would do that for this team. It's crazy to even say that, but just based off of the talent level, but he's producing, bro. He's producing. I would think that this would kind of light a fire under JD because the last few games, their minutes have kind of been neck and neck. The last game in overtime against the Hornets, guess who started overtime? Stu. So I'm just saying, even JB Bickerstaff is getting to a point where he's more comfortable with Isaiah Stewart in crunch time.
Now, I got some more controversial topics.
Let's talk about it.
We're halfway there. You know what I'm saying? You got the effort from Stu. You got Ivy, who's always going to give it 100%. You got Beasley, absolute dog.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Even if his shot ain't working, he out there trying to do something. You know what I'm saying? So you got Asar on the way back. But there's one of the main characters that I need to see more from.
Okay.
And it's gonna sound crazy to say. If you don't watch the team, it's gonna sound crazy to say because you looking at the stats night by night,
right?
Saying, man, it's amazing. But I need more out of General number 2.
Okay, talk about it.
More out of Cade in the fourth. I need Cade. I've mentioned this before in a previous stream. I feel like he's too nice to teams.
I do too.
In the fourth quarter, bro, I need you to get the ball and tell people to get out the way. You know what I'm saying? Simple and plain. I'm being dead serious, bro.
Yeah.
Because I watch every opposing team star player do it to us.
Right.
I would take that personal. You know what I'm saying? Give me the ball. Get the hell out of my way, bro. Simple and plain. If I'm not attacking, Ivy's attacking. We're not about to sit here and do all this. No, you got to stop me.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to take this over.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at, bro. You know what I'm saying? In the fourth quarter, I need him to take over. I don't need you to be out there doing reckless things, but I feel like a lot of the turnovers that we see in the fourth quarter that's coming from Cade is from overthinking.
Mm-hmm.
You just got the mindset when you step on the court, I'm finna bust y'all ass. That makes it a whole lot easier.
It does. Just kind of forcing the issue a little bit, yeah.
Right. Don't be like LeBron and look to pass the ball. I need you to be like MJ. Okay?
Right. Yeah, very funny. Very funny.
I'm dead serious.
Very funny. Whatever. But he's not, but to be honest with you, his game is more like a LeBron than it is an MJ. If we're being real.
It's a mixture to me.
It is. I'm just mean from the standpoint of the triple doubles. Like MJ wasn't getting triple doubles. That wasn't his game. He was a cold-blooded scorer, killer.
Yeah, who won more?
No. We ain't gonna get into that.
I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying, winning basketball games sometimes, just like with Kobe too.
Facts.
You got to take over. You got to kill. Mamba mentality. You got to take it, bro.
Yeah.
And when we a team that's teetering with these games that we, within 3, within 5, and things like that, that makes a huge difference.
It does. It does, because it at least allows you to get to the free throw line more often. And he had to his credit, he has been doing that more, right? But like you said, I gotta see it a little bit more, because he can score in so many different ways. He can score off the dribble. He can score in the post. You know what I'm saying? Like, he can score any kind of way. So to your point, it's not like he can't do it. We just need to see him do it more often, especially in crunch time. We've lost too many close games we should have won. We've lost way too many close games we should have won. We shouldn't have lost either one of those games to the Hornets. We lost those 2 games to the Hornets by combined 3 points.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just can't happen, bro. So I'm with you on that take. Like, it's not a takeaway from what K's doing. He's playing overall. He's playing very, very well. And these guys are still learning how to play each other, all that stuff. But crunch time, right? Crunch time, we do need to see a little bit more out of him. And I need to see a little bit less careless turnovers too.
Yeah.
Like dribbling the ball off his foot. Like, and it happens sometimes, but
this is why I was going to debunk this comment right here. At first, last season, you seen that. You know, it was from the traps and everything else. A lot of these are just careless passes, bro. I'm just got to be honest.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You can't use that excuse no more. That's done. That's over with.
Yeah,
and a lot of it comes from over dribbling. We holding the ball too long in the fourth.
Mm-hmm.
We need to be running. You know what I'm saying? We need to be pushing. Simple and plain. The slow down game is not where we at right now, because we cannot make good decisions with the basketball offensively. We need to be running.
Marvin, when I see you, it's on sight. I see you, it's on sight. Well, he didn't say, he didn't say light skin, so I'm cool. If he just said light skin, that'd have been different. But he said bright skin, so you know what? I agree with you, man. No, but you're right. I wanted to highlight this too. What Devin said. I thought this was a very, very good point. We don't have killers on this team. Stu is the heart, but the lack of scores shows every game, especially in the second half. Like, if everybody had the mindset of Stu, we wouldn't be 7-11.
Yeah,
I'm just keeping it real. Like, I gotta talk about it, bro. I gotta talk about it. Tobias Harris started off great, and then went ghost the rest of the game.
Bro.
He had the first, I think, 6 points. Or him and Jaden had all the first, I think, 10, 12 points this game. He had like 6 points to start the game, and then he finished with 8.
For what he's getting paid is unacceptable,
man. And listen, I'm gonna call myself out. It's still early. He could get better. He had a good game last game. He had 26 points, and he gave you the defense. 6 for 9 from 3. Played well. But overall, I was one of those guys that said, hey, man, $26 million for 2 years. For Tobias, I'll take that. But I'm going to be honest, bro. The Tobias we had before, I think he's better than the Tobias we have right now. I'm just being real.
I'm the red flag guy. I'm always the guy that's going to say, why does this team want to get rid of you? It's a reason why. Watch those playoffs last year.
Yeah.
Same Tobias. He was horrible. So that's why, it's just like when the news first dropped, I'm like, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Here we go. I know it's going to happen because he's a familiar, obviously, with the Pistons.
Right.
I just know it's going to happen. And sure it did. And it happened for a price that I just was like, okay.
Right.
But,
like, to his credit, he has been more focused on the defensive side of the ball this time around. He's close to, I think he's averaging like 8 or 9 rebounds a game, which is good. Much better than what he was before. But we still need the offense, bro. 8 points is not going to cut it. He's had a few single-digit scoring games this season already. That's just not going to cut it. You know what I'm saying? Especially in these late games. Once again, late game situations, you need options on the court. Like, we talked about K, yes, but also Tobias too.
Oh yeah,
him too.
You were brung here to be one of the vets for that situation.
Yes. So we just not getting enough, bro. We're not getting enough, man. I'm not saying like we should trade. Well, I mean, for the right move, I would. But
oh hell yes.
Yeah. But I'm just not. I'm not satisfied with what we've gotten from him so far, bro, at all. And it's not to throw shade at him, but it's just times, man, when it's just like, Tobias, what are you doing?
Man, I'd rather have Sadiq Bey right now.
That's a more consistent shooter. More consistent, but he doesn't rebound the ball nearly as well, to be fair. But I'm not mad at what you're saying. Bro. It's yeah, I don't know, man. It's just frustrating. Tim Hardaway Jr., bro, he is struggling, man. He is ever since. And it's so unfortunate because before his injury, he was playing great. He had a whopping 3 points tonight.
Yeah.
He does now. Once again, he is trying hard on the defensive side of the ball. He's got 7 charges, on the season, which is good. But 3 points, it's the same thing with Tobias. Like, I appreciate the defensive effort, but that doesn't mean it's supposed to go one way or the other. It can't be all defense and no offense or vice versa. We still need both. So if you're not scoring the ball, I need you to be a defensive dog, and he's just not that. So since you're not that, I need you to score. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead.
I just think with Tobias, it's going to be one of the most used sayings is going to be a true story for him. Mid-season form. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's going to take a little minute for him to get going. And, eventually shots are going to start falling. With Tim Hardaway Jr., that's just who he is. He's streaky. That's just he has the hot cold. He's been that way in his entire career. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
He's off, he's off. When he's on, he's on.
Right.
It's just him all the way since Michigan days when I was watching him. So that's just what he is. But when you got a guy like Tobias, I was saying when you got a guy like Tobias, man, you look for consistency out of Tobias. That's the player that he was. He consistently knocked shots down before.
Right.
It's just taking him a minute to get there, man.
Yeah, like I'm not somebody said they're not giving up on him. I'm not giving up on him. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying he has been underwhelming so far. I think we can all agree on that.
It's possible, ladies and gentlemen, it's possible to criticize a player and not want to trade him. That's possible. We're not giving up on nobody. We're not saying nobody should be traded. We're not saying any of those things. We're pointing out the issues right now.
Mm-hmm.
These are the issues right now.
Yeah, exactly. How do you feel about Paul Reed right now? Do you feel like he should be getting more minutes?
Not playing enough.
I think so too.
Not playing enough. Simple and plain. What did we go get him for? You know what I'm saying? We went and got him. Let's play him, bro. And Lord, please don't. I don't know, man. What was the latest on Bobby Clement?
So there was a lot of fluid apparently in that right calf contusion. But that was all we got, is that there's more fluid in that calf than was initially thought, and that's what's taking him longer to get back. But that doesn't tell us anything. So that doesn't really tell us.
So he does have the greatest contusion of all time.
You talked about that contusion is contusing, bro. We talked about that. I don't know what it is, bro. I've never, like I said before, calf contusions or calves can be weird. I've seen that injury in other players to where it's been 2 weeks, and then I've seen it where it's been 2 months. That's a broad gap, you know what I mean, as far as to how long he could be out. But that's all we're getting. We're not really getting any updates on him. So
I never even heard of a calf contusion until this era. Name any player back in the day that you heard sit out for a calf contusion. Like some of these injuries, bro, get your ass out on the court, bro. Get on the court.
Not Ebola, bro. Oh, man, it was tough to watch. Hey, let's talk about Sasser for a minute, man.
Yeah.
He got an opportunity tonight. He wasn't spectacular, but he played good. I thought he played well. He had 13 points, 2 boards, 3 assists, a steal, turnover, 5 for 9 from the field, 1 of 3 from 3. So 2 of 2 from the line in 20 minutes, man. So he played solid. Like, I'm glad he's getting an opportunity to really show what he can do. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to carve out a permanent role quite yet, but I think he filled in nicely. What are your thoughts on Sasser tonight?
I'm still upset with Sasser.
Really? Talk about it.
I watch it. Yeah, I'm coaching kids right now, right?
Okay.
I find myself yelling at the TV, telling Sasser the same thing I'm yelling at 7th grade point guards.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot the damn ball, Sasser. I've seen him get the ball wide open, not shoot it, or take a open shot, try to do the little step to the side move to make it a more difficult shot. Shoot the ball, Sasser. That's my thing. And he's been, taking this opportunity. He's been scoring out there.
Mm-hmm. But, I mean, nine shots in 20 minutes ain't bad, bro. It's not like he's not shooting at all. Bro, you know what I'm saying?
They are literally leaving him open at certain times, bro. Shoot.
You want to see more? Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
If you get the ball and there's no one in front of you, shoot it.
Gotcha.
I don't need you to step forward and step back again.
Right.
The move got to stop. Shoot the ball, bro.
Yeah. I wonder if sometimes if he's concerned about a shot getting blocked, because he's only about 6 feet.
Yeah.
You know, I wonder if that's part of it. Because you could tell he wants to be an efficient player when he's on the court. And he usually is. I mean, 5 for 9, that's pretty efficient. And I don't think he had any turnovers. Let me see. He had any turnovers? 1 turnover. So I think he's just trying to be efficient. But I'm with you. I think, and you got to remember this too, though, bro. He's not playing consistent minutes. No. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't been able to really get into a rhythm. We talk about Tobias being in mid-season form and stuff like that. He ain't really played that much this year. So it's hard to ask a guy like that to come in and just start firing, because you don't want to, you know what I mean? Like, you don't want to, unless he's just giving the ultimate green light, which I don't know if he has or not. You don't want to just come in just firing like that when you haven't really played. Like, look at Wendell Moore, for example. He's not the offensive player that Sasser is, but he's just playing within his role. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's just not trying to play outside of his scope. He's just trying to be a cog in this offense. I think that's kind of what Sasser is doing. But to your credit, that's what he was brought here to do. So I think if he's not being told that, he needs to be told, look, what you're saying.
Here's the reason why I believe it's more Sasser.
Okay.
There's no reason they're giving Ron Holland more green light than you. Ron Holland out there chucking us some shit. He ain't got no business.
I agree with you there.
You see what I'm saying?
I agree with you there.
I think it's Sasser because it's the same thing I was saying about him last year.
True.
Shoot the ball.
True.
Attack. That's your whole mindset while you out there in the game.
Right.
We don't need you to be Tony Parker, bro. We need you to be goddamn shit. Trae Young out there.
Yeah.
Shoot the ball.
Right.
Trae Young's shorter than you, and he shoot the ball as soon as he touch it. Shoot the ball.
No, you got a point. You got a point there. I think if he can, and this is hard, man. I don't know if he's going to continue to get the minutes, because hopefully K's not out long. You know what I'm saying? So if he's not, what happened? Right. So if he's not, what happens to Sasser's role? You know. But you're right. He does need to be offensive, like looking for a shot offensively every time he gets in the court. I agree with you there. We talked about Vinny Johnson, microwave. That's the kind of player we need him to be, because he's not a pure point guard. He's a scoring guard. He's a hybrid guard, right? So I think people pencil him in at point guard because of his size. If he was 6'4", 6'5", wouldn't nobody be saying he's a point guard? You know. So I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
100% scorer.
That's true. You got a point. Speaking of Ron Holland, oh man. So he had 4 points, 4 boards, 3 turnovers, no assists, no steals, no blocks. 16 minutes, 1 of 6 from the field. He is really struggling, man, with his shot. 0 2 from 3. So I talked about it before. I love his confidence, but I need him to pull back a little bit, because he's open for a reason right now. I love what he can be. I love his ceiling. I love his potential. I love his dog. But right now, bro, I need you to drive to the basket. I need you to force the issue. Like, most of the time, his points are coming off turnovers. Right? He's creating his own offense, off his defense, and he's able to get downhill, go to the basket, get a bucket, or get fouled. That's his. To me, that's where his offense should be right now. Or catch it in the half court, catch it and make a move to the basket and try to create and see what's available. Right? So I think he needs to stop shooting that 3 ball right now. Like I said, he's open for a reason, and he's just not shooting it well. Over 2 tonight again. So yeah,
I need Ron Holland to grab Cade and say, "Hey, bro, let me work out with you on my mid range. How about work on mid range for right now? Why are you trying to? This is the biggest mistake the Pistons make over and over and over. They try to force these players right away to become 3-point shooters. How about start from the mid range?
Right, work your way out. Right,
you know what I'm saying? Work your way out, bro. Like, where the hell did fundamental basketball go?
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Because today, Orlando wasn't having it. He was trying to drive to the basket. Man, he was slapping that ball out of his hands left and right. You know what I'm saying? And you're not a great dribbler. So some teams are going to be smart, like Orlando, and they're going to slap the ball out your hand.
Yeah.
That's just what it is. So right now, you need to be figuring out something else. Coming around some screens. Shit, hell, go watch some Rip Hamilton tape. Run around some screens, bro. Find some type of way to get yourself open. That's just what it is. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, mid range. Start with the mid range.
No, you're right.
People.
It's funny. You were saying that about Stu. when they had him shooting the 3-ball. Because I remember we went to a game and in pregame warm-ups, he took about 20 middies, and I think he only missed one. He was, yeah. So you're right. They need to work their way out to the 3-point line for sure, especially when he's been historically not a good shooter, especially from 3, for sure. But I do like his upside. I do like his fight. He's already at least an above average defender, in my opinion. But he needs to continue to work on that jumper, man, because it's hurting the team.
It is.
He's taking a lot of shots, a lot of threes, and most of them are not going in, right? A lot of just shots, period, and most of them are not going in. So
unchecked threes too.
Exactly.
Just shooting them. I'm like, bro, this is not where you shoot the ball, bro.
Right, Sebastian, you're right. Asar goes to that mid range quite often. That fader in the mid range game, he goes to that a lot. I'd like to see Ryan go to that more often. I think that would be really good for him and for the Pistons. 2 more guys I want to get to, bro, when we get up out of here. J.I.
Yeah.
J.I. played solid tonight, in my opinion. He didn't play great, but, I mean, he's not used to being the lead guard on this team. So that's an adjustment all over again. He hasn't really done that consistently since his rookie season. So, I got to give him credit. He had 19 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, a block, 2 turnovers, 6. He didn't shoot well, 6 out of 16, 2 out of 4 from 3, but he made his free throws, 5 out of 6. So he still needs to work on his pacing at times, and I want to see J.I. work on a counter move when he drives, because he's pretty much just north-south right now, going to the hoop. I want to see if you counter, because it seems like guys are they're kind of shading him to his left because they know he wants to go right primarily. So I want to see that counter move from him after that, because a lot of time he goes up when he's cut off because they're not giving him that lane. He kind of takes a tough shot. So I think if he could just take another step or go to a counter move once he's at the hoop, he's got whatever he wants. I think if he develops that over time, it'll really take his game to another level.
The coach in me is saying that I wish, like I said, I would have Ivy to try to work on something similar to like what you see at Kobe, Mike, DeRozan, where it's a drive from the 3-point line and it's a quick pull up too. Something like that. Because certain teams like tonight with Orlando, they're gonna close up real quick down there. You know what I'm saying? They got 3 bigs in the game. They closing up down there. It's gonna be hard for you to get your shot off on some of them guys. You can out quick guys if they come out to the 3-point line. But if a team, is sitting down there, they zoning down there, it's gonna be tough for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna find yourself chucking up a lot of jump shots. So I've seen him pull out this little floater here and there. I want to see him go to that a little bit more, but at the same time, also work on that mid range, bro.
Yeah,
work on that mid range. Quick enough to where you can get by a guy and pull up, and hit that. You know what I'm saying?
Good point.
I would.
They're still on their tracks. Yeah,
right. See what I'm saying?
We saw Kobe and guys. We saw the guys do that a lot. Like Melo, we saw guys do that a lot. Where they 2-step dribble and pull, and as he's rising, the defender's still backpedaling.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So you're right. That will be huge for him because of his burst.
Yeah.
It can make him very unpredictable. Yeah.
You get the ball and then he bag up and you can see he trying to figure out, what he's finna do to try to get around. Bro, we need you to be like this. With Kobe, with Mike, with Carmelo, it was 1-2 steps, shot. Boom.
Yeah.
That's it. Wasn't no more than 2 or 3 steps.
Yeah.
Shot. Your mind is made, you know where you're going.
Yeah.
If this is what you're gonna give me tonight, I'm gonna wear your ass out.
Right. But either way, you can't guard me. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. But overall, I think he played a solid game.
Yeah.
He's playing hard defensively. He still need some things to work on that end of the floor, but he's giving effort. It's a few guys on this team that I never have any issues with the effort. And 2 of them are Stu and J.I.
Yep.
Effort is never lacking.
Yep.
It's never lacking. So I want to give him that credit, but we still want to see him work on those things for sure. Rip did do the same, but Rip usually he just ran off screens though. Right. There was a lot of curl action with him. A lot of, you know what I'm saying? A lot of floppy stuff with him where he would under the hoop and he would just dash one way or the other to the left or to the right and get open with a screen, things like that. So yeah, bro, in the one-on-one, I think is what King is talking about. In the one-on-one, when it's available, just to go to that two dribble pull-up. Yep. Can't guard it. If they're going to give it to you.
You can't guard him.
Can't guard it. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Devin, now it's a lot of dribbling. It's just a lot of dribble. It's just different game now. Yeah, Asar does too. I just mean as far as who's available. But yeah, Asar's another one of those guys. He's not a savior or anything like that, but he's gonna do a lot of things for us defensively when he comes back. I can't. That's why I was so disappointed when he didn't come back tonight. It's like, what was the point of saying he's available?
Yeah.
But yeah. Other than that, I wanted to get to Beasley, and we can call it, man. Beasley, Mr. Consistent, bro. Mr. Consistent. He started tonight for Cade. He had 18 points, 4 assists, a board, steal, turnover, 7 to 12 from the field, 4 to 9 from 3.
That's Beasley.
That's Bees, man. That's what he does. That's what he does, man. A lot of his buckets didn't really matter because when we were not really ever in control of this game, right. So it didn't really matter as much tonight. But for the most part, all season long, he's been Mr. Consistent, bro. He plays with a swag and a confidence that I hope rubs off on the rest of these guys. He knows who he is, bro. You don't see him playing differently from one game to the next. It's the same thing every game.
Yep.
Same style of play every game. So, yeah, no issues with him, man. He's shooting the ball very, very well. I did predict him going to the 3-point shootout. I have him in the 3-point shootout this year.
Yeah.
I have him going there. The way he's shooting the ball and the volume of shots that he's getting up, because that's what they look at too, is how many shots are you getting, how many threes are you getting up?
Yeah.
There's a minimum, you know? He's getting up about 9-10 a game. And he's usually knocking down 40%, like tonight. So, right. Yeah, no issues with him, man. But the Pistons, they have a lot of work to do, man. They have a lot of work to do. I still have them winning 30-plus games. I said 33-34. Before this game, coming into tonight, they were at 34. That was where they were slated to as many games they're supposed to win this year. 34 coming into tonight. So it's probably about 31-32 now. But I still have them there. I think they're going to get better back half of the season, like we always talk about. I think they're going to start to gel a little bit more as the season progresses. But right now, this is a tough stretch, man. Tough stretch. Mm-hmm. Next game is against the Raptors. Hopefully that'll be a dub. I think it will be.
Yeah.
They need to bounce back soon. This is 3 straight losses, and it shouldn't be. They should have won the last couple games. They should have beat the Bulls. Should have beat the Hornets. Yep. Tonight, I don't think they should have won this game tonight, though. No, they shouldn't have won this game.
They didn't play well enough.
Right. But and that's the key. Orlando's a better team, but you got to give a better effort than that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, that's all I got, bro. Like this was a disappointing game, man. Hopefully we get Cade back soon. Hopefully we get Asar back soon. It's a lot to ask for this team to win against the Magic without either one of those guys. So right. I understand that, but I still need to see more fight.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where we are. Like, another thing I just want to say real quick.
Yeah.
Why didn't Reed get in the game today and we shorthanded?
All those bigs they got.
So that means, because that's where I look at the coaching staff like, what the hell y'all doing? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. Like, these rotations, I haven't been complaining about them, but certain guys need to be on the floor.
Right.
Reed was one of them tonight when you got a team that got 5 bigs. Why the hell is he not on the court? That type of stuff.
No, you're right. I mean, it was still in the game with Fontecchio against Jonathan Isaac and Mo Wagner. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's just not gonna work. Once again, you got Stu down there by himself.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because Fontecchio, he's more of a perimeter big. It
makes me feel like, all right, what are y'all displaying? Are y'all trying to make a decision between who's gonna be on this team at a certain amount of time? Because it's okay to play multiple bigs. Every other team does it.
Right.
Why can't we do that?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So obviously one of them can stretch the floor. You can play them at the same time.
You can.
It can happen.
You can.
You can have Paul Reed on the back end come in for some bench minutes.
I agree with that. 100%.
I don't get paid millions though, but I'm just here.
But once again, bro, that would mean Tobias they're cutting in his business. And like you always talk about, those contracts and that money plays a part into how much you're playing. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's part of why.
But see, that's what I'm saying. You got more in the game, bro. You could have Tobias, Stu, and Jalen Duren at the game. I agree. When they got 3 bigs on the floor.
That's a good point.
With Ivy and Beasley or Ivy and Tim or whoever it is.
That's true.
I don't need to see more out there on the floor. You know what I'm saying? You've been playing solid as a role player, whatever, happy for him. Good. No, not tonight. Sit your ass at the end of the day. You trying to win the game, bro.
Yeah. Somebody said, how long is Cade out? What's up, Cade? How long is Cade? It's day to day.
It's day
to day, right? I mean, he was walking around today. He didn't seem to be limping or anything like that or in pain. So I would say 2 more games max before he's back. I don't think he's going to play the next game. I think they're going to be careful with him. But I think after that is when you really might be looking at him coming back. Sebastian said we need you on the sideline. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that.
I'm a little too stern for these players these days.
Man, what's up, Bravo? Yeah, we about to get up out of here, man. But yeah, man, just they got to be better, man. They got to be better. We knew it was going to be games like this. We knew they're going young teams. They lose games they're supposed to win, and they win games they're supposed to lose. It's just how it goes. They're not consistent. Mm-hmm. They're not consistent. But I don't even know if with what we saw tonight, I don't know if we would have won if K would have played. Just because as a collective, bro, the bench, every time they came in, the bench played better than the starters as a collective.
Yep.
And JV was going he was going 5 starters, 5 bench players. Like he was emptying the bench. And those guys were giving more effort. They look more cohesive as a unit than the starters do. Maybe a big part of that's because of who started at center. You know? So that's a decision that coach has to make going forward. Right? But we'll see, man. We'll see. Real quick, he said, why are Pistons fans tired JD? Listen, he's still... So listen, bro. We'll get to this again and we'll get out of here. Shout out to you, Bravo. Appreciate you showing up, bro. We're not giving up on JD. I'm not jumping off the boat on JD at all. He just turned 21. But I don't like to use that as a crutch. You know what I'm saying? Because when Stu got here, when he was drafted here, how old was he? You know what I'm saying? I never saw the defensive lapses. I've never watched a game where I said, Stu, what are you doing, bro? Where's the effort? Stu, where's your head at? Stu, why are you leaving Vucevic wide open for a 3? Why are you into the hoop? Why are you jumping at Grant Williams for 3? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just those things. It's the things that, to me, go beyond age when you get to the NBA. These are things you learn in college. These are things you learn, you know what I'm saying? These are things you learn. These are things that King is teaching, is coaching.
Literally teaching my son in the living room because he's a forward.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's not that we're giving up on him. It's just we see the potential and he's not reaching it. He's not there. He's not. And once again, I think he may have gotten a little bit too comfortable. I think he knew that he had talent and that he had a ton of raw ability. But when you're playing in a defensive system where you need to understand schemes and positional defense is important, and just being disciplined on defense is important, and understanding fundamentals on defense is important, it gets exposed if you don't have it. And I think a guy like Stu, and that's the problem when you have talented guys. Sometimes guys who are less talented, they understand and they know who they are. So they say, well, if I'm going to stick around in this league, I have to do X, Y, and Z very, very well. But guys who have the natural ability, they tend to get more relaxed. And that hurts you if you're put in position to where those things are exposed. And that's what's happening, I think, with JD. So now he has to catch up when he should have already been, in my opinion, at a certain level defensively. So it's not like we're giving up on him. We just expected a whole lot more from him based on what we've already seen from him the past few seasons. This is not his rookie season or his second season.
Let me just say this before somebody steals my thunder.
Go ahead.
Heat up down the line.
Mm-hmm.
Pistons.
Yeah.
The 76ers are a dumpster fire.
Uh-oh.
Don't get drunk. Go and get them because you had a chance to get him and you wasn't aggressive.
That's true.
Go and get the man. Go and get, if anybody could be in JD's ear right now about effort, it's Dre.
That's true. I agree with you there.
I used to be this guy. You need that. But you need the example as well. And God damn it, we need the rebounds.
Yeah.
Go get Dre.
Yeah, man. That's another thing I noticed too, bro. It's so many teams it seems like teams get so many second opportunities in offensive rebounds when he's in the game versus when Stu's in the game. You notice that too?
Yeah.
Stu in the game is one possession more times than not. With JD, he's out of position a lot of times, and smaller guys are getting the boards over. You know what I'm saying? Against him, and that's leading to not a defense is out of position. Open 3. You know what I'm saying? Like that happened so many times tonight.
So just tonight alone.
Just tonight alone. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like and that's hurting us, bro. It's really hurting us. So that's what we mean, Bravo, when we're talking about JD. We're not saying trade him tomorrow. We're not saying we jumping off the boat. We're not saying he a bum. We're not saying any of that. The reason I'm so bothered by it is because I know how good he can be.
Yeah.
Go ahead, King.
Get him some help. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got Stu, whatever. We know y'all gonna make a trade. Go get Dre. You know what I'm saying? Just go get him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. That's it. Just light a fire under him, man. Like he really just needs. Yeah, I agree with you. Maybe starting Stu would be the best thing for him.
Right.
You know, who knows? But either way, he's got a ways to go. Not giving up on him, but we got to see some improvement, man. We have to see, because we know what he can be. If he was a scrub or bum, we wouldn't be talking about it right now. So we'll leave it at that, man. We'll leave it at that. Yeah, go get Sheed. I don't know why we haven't gotten Sheed or Ben on the coaching staff yet. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why that hasn't happened yet, like last year. But it is what it is, man. Hopefully we bounce back against the Raptors. That's kind of where I'm at with it right now.
Yeah.
So anything else you got, bro?
Yeah. No, that's it for me.
Well, listen, man. It's been a nice vent session for the third straight game here. We're gonna call it at this point, but we appreciate y'all showing up and showing out, man. The Pistons, they have the Raptors. I think what's today? Saturday. I think it's Monday they play, or Tuesday. They play the Raptors on Tuesday. So they get a few days off. I believe it's Tuesday. Don't quote me. But that Raptors is the next game. That should be a dub. If we lose that game, I'm going to lose it. If we lose to the Raptors, I'm going to lose it if we lose to the Raptors. We cannot lose to the Raptors. So that's all I got, man. We appreciate everybody showing up and showing out. We will see you guys on the next stream. Hopefully by the end of it, the Pistons will be 8-11, and we can have something to cheer about. But other than that, appreciate y'all showing up, man. In Detroit versus everybody. Peace.